Hi everybody, my name is Barry Schwartz and this is the Search Buzz video recap. Today is Friday, January 19th, and this is the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at seroundtable.com over the past week. First up, Google announced an algorithm update coming in July of this year, specifically targeting really slow mobile web pages. They're calling this the Google Speed Update. They didn't give us an opportunity to actually name this one. So it's not going to be called anything around mobile getting or anything like that, but it's really designed specifically around downgrading slow mobile pages, really slow mobile pages. Google told us that. Obviously, like I said, it's launching in July 2018. It's only going to impact a very small number of queries, and it only will affect pages that deliver the slowest experience to users. Google already has a slow algorithm for desktop pages. That was back, I think, in 2007 or some. Let me look it up. I think maybe 2011 or something like that. To 2010, and so April 2010, Google launched one for desktop, and now that Google's like kind of switching to this mobile first index, which they're calling is completely independent of this anyway, they're actually going to start looking at the mobile page speed, and that's something they should have been doing from day one, because they were using desktop page speed as a ranking factor in the mobile search results, and obviously they were ranking mobile pages. In any event, this is launching in July 2018. One little thing is, if you have AMP, and those AMP pages are fast, assuming most AMP pages are fast, and you have a really slow mobile website, a canonical URL from the AMP to the mobile site, Google's going to look at the AMP page because that's what's being served. Now, that's contradictory to what Google usually does when they're looking at what they're indexing. So when it comes to what content on the page, the links and so forth, Google looks at the mobile URL with the mobile first index, not necessarily the AMP URL, which they told us in the past. But when it comes to speed and ranking, Google's going to look at the AMP page if you have it. If you don't have it, it's going to look at the mobile page. And if you don't have that, it's going to use a desktop URL, of course. I have a lot more details about this on my post. This, again, is coming in July. I really don't think it's a big deal because I think most pages, especially the ones that are listening to this video, probably are fairly fast. They look into this and they're pretty good at making sure their pages are somewhat fast. Again, this is only going to impact really slow pages. There's no ranking benefit to have a really fast website. Obviously, it's good for your users, but you're not going to get a ranking boost for having a really fast website. But if you have a really slow website, you will see a ranking downgrade currently on desktop and also coming up on mobile. Talking about algorithm updates, Google probably had some updates this week that they did not confirm on the core algorithm side, specifically around their search rankings. And there was a lot of chatter earlier this week around types of updates. Some people think it's updates around Fred or maybe Maccabee updates and so forth. It's not confirmed, it's unknown. The conversation did die down a lot, but if you did see a change earlier this week, you're not alone. There's lots of people who have discussed it. Google Search Console has sent out more invites to beta users, and you'll probably see a lot more this coming week and the next week. These are what the invites look like, introducing you to the new Search Console. I got a couple this week, mostly for sites that have actually zero activity. Also, they added a bunch of more features, the ability to export, the ability to mark things as fixed, not just on the AMP reports, but on other reports as well. And Index Coverage Report added a new filter just to see new issues found. And Google's constantly going to be updating this beta report, this beta Search Console, because they have to get up to par with at least what's available in the Google Search Console original version. And you'll be seeing that over the course of the next weeks, months, and years probably. Google has confirmed the AdSense issue, calling it an issue with crawling the pages that are serving AdSense. They're saying that most of these cases are where Google cannot crawl the page in real time or fast enough to serve proper ads. Now, a lot of AdSense publishers are calling this BS. Google's saying you should go to the Settings Access tab and then go under Crawler Access and see if Google's having issues with your crawler access. Also use the Fetch as Google. But there's a lot of publishers complaining they're not getting the earnings they once did. Ads are not loading. Their earnings have dropped 70%. Google promised to reach out to publishers that are having this issue, but Google's been very quiet about this, and it took a while for Google to actually confirm it. Yeah, so they're basically saying these AdSense, and this is what the email looks like if Google does reach out to you. It basically goes through different things you could do and so forth. I'm not going to go through in detail, but if you want to look at that on January 16th, I posted that at the Search Engine Roundtable. Google said site splits or site merges take a lot longer than one-to-one site moves. So if you move the whole entire site, let's say from HTTP to HTTPS, or you get a new domain name and you move it from www.domain.a.com to domain.b.com, that's much easier for Google to pick up because it's a one-to-one move and it's much faster. But if you're doing partial site moves, merges, splitting subs to content, that is much harder for Google to pick up on, and it takes them a lot longer to process all those signals. Googlebot can now crawl taller web pages. Originally, we reported a few months ago several months ago, that Googlebot for mobile would crawl 10 pixels high. Now they're up to 12,140 pixels high and 9,307 pixels on the desktop. So 12,140 on mobile, 9,307 pixels high on desktop. So Google's bot is pretty tall. Google's John Mueller said something that I thought was nice and actually meme-worthy. He basically said in a video to be yourself and not your keywords. And he was talking about domain names, keyword-rich domain names. So if you go ahead and buy a domain name, that is something that you're selling. Let's say you sell, like I was saying in my joke here, you buy www.we-sell-big-yellow pineapple chairs. So if you sell big yellow pineapple chairs and then all of a sudden you get into selling big blue pineapple chairs, are you going to go ahead and change your domain name to selling also big blue pineapple chairs? So you're going to start buying we sell big yellow and blue pineapple chairs? It makes it much more confusing. So John Mueller said be yourself, not your keywords. So pick a cool company name that works, that expands, like Amazon, Rusty Brick, etc., like Google. And don't worry so much about the keywords, because you really can't necessarily expand from that. But again, if you have one, it's fine. It's not the end of the world. Also, John Mueller said that these Spectra and Meltdown patches that are affecting Intel processors and updating servers and supposedly slowing down servers as much as 30% should not have a real impact on your site speed. Again, only really slow pages will be impacted by the mobile update in July and would be updated by this desktop thing from back in 2010. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. John Mueller said don't worry so much about that as well. Google's, again, experimenting with expandable site links. Here's a GIF of it in action, so you can take a look at that. Google's constantly experimenting with this stuff. But you can see here's a GIF of the expandable site links in the mobile search results, which we covered several variations in the past as well. Google My Business videos are now live, available for you to actually upload videos to the Google My Business Center, or for you to upload them directly from as a user to a business. So all you got to do is go to your Google My Business, click on Photos, click on Videos, and update the video right there. You can drag and drop it on there. It will upload it. And within 24 hours, Google said it would be live. There was a bug. It wasn't updated until actually a week later. But supposedly, if you upload videos now, they should be there within 24 hours. Again, Google confirmed the bug. And after they confirmed the bug, they said they fixed it. I finally, 24 hours after they said they fixed it, saw the video in the local results. So that's good. That it now seems to be working as expected. Google is testing, showing the number of views a specific review got in the local results. So this is German, but you can see here is 220 views on this review, 224 views on this review. Pretty cool to know how many people actually see a review. The Google AdWords app now gives you the ability to manage your keywords. You can add, edit, and delete keywords directly in the Google mobile app for AdWords on iOS and Android. Here's a look at the interface, add keywords, and so forth. And there's a lot of documentation there on how to manage that. And finally, I'd like to continue our Search Community Honors theme and honor Larry Markowitz, Annie Cushing, Pierre Farr, Dawn Anderson, and Danny Goodwin for their contributions to the search industry. We really do appreciate it, and we'd like to thank you for everything you've done over these past several years. In any event, thanks so much for listening to the Search Boss video recap. My name again is Barry Schwartz. This is the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at seroundtable.com. Again, today is Friday, January 19th. Everyone have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys next. Bye.